Today we will start a new unit, that is improper integrals. Okay. Now this is our second unit of the syllabus. So before going to improper integral, we will see what actually means proper integral and what is meant by improper integral. Okay. So in last unit, Riemann integration, we have calculated integration of the function and we have seen whether functions are integrable or not, and we come to the point that the integral a to b of some function. Okay, we have calculated Riemann integration of lots of function. Okay, so in this case, this function f of x is called integrand of the function. But when we calculate the integration, in that case, the function f of x was bounded on the interval a to b. So in that case, the integrand f of x was or is bounded. Okay, and this AB where some finite real number such that a is less than b. In that case, function may have some finite discontinuity, but there were no case such that function becomes plus or minus infinity. Okay, so when we calculate the integration of the function, in that case, function may have finite discontinuities, but function never have infinite discontinuity because there were no value c in the interval ab, so that function become unbounded or infinite. Okay, so this was our proper integral. Okay, this is nothing but the proper integral. So proper integral means the limits are finite and the function to whom we are integrating, that is integrand, was bounded. Okay, which may have some finite discontinuities, but function was not like this. That function never becomes infinite or unbounded rightly. So the integration is called proper integration or proper integral. So now what is improper integral? Improper integral, function may become unbounded. This means, so in improper integrals, this were not the case. So in improper integral, function may become unbounded. Okay, that is, there may be some point c in the interval ab such that at that point function may becomes unbounded. So function f of c becomes plus or minus infinity. So the function, that integrand of this integration may be unbounded in improper integral, and the range of the limits of the integration a to b. So here a and b was finite real numbers, but in this case a and b may be infinite, either equal to plus infinity or minus infinity. Okay, may be plus or minus infinity. So integration may is from minus infinity to some number, or minus infinity to infinity, or some number to infinity. Okay, so this is the improper integral. Okay, so the integrals becomes, so the integral becomes improper if one of these two happen. Out of which, first, the range or the limits of the integration that may be infinite. So a may be equal to infinity minus infinity, or b may be equal to infinity. Okay, or both can be happen. Okay, or both may be happen. So either one of the two limits is infinite or both limits are infinite. Okay, it may happen that a is equal to minus infinity, b is equal to plus infinity. Okay? So this is the first case. when integration becomes improper. And second, as is seen that the function may be unbounded. So there may be point such that function becomes infinite. Okay, so integrand, okay, the function f of x, that is integrand may be unbounded. Okay. That is, there is some point C in the this range limit in between the limits such that at that point function becomes unbounded or becomes infinite. Okay. In these two cases, the integral becomes improper integral. Okay. So this is the difference between proper and improper integrals. Okay. Now we will see types of improper integrals. Okay. So we have seen why some integral is said to be improper. Okay. We have seen either two cases, either range is infinite or integrand is unbounded. Okay. So depend on these two conditions, we are dividing improper integrals into three parts. Okay. So type A or part of first part. Okay. So integrals of type A or improper integrals of first kind. Okay. So types of improper integral. So first type, or we can say type A, or improper integrals of first kind. So in this type, the range of the integration is infinite. Okay. So type A, range or limits. You can say range or limits. Okay. So range or the limits of integration are infinite. Then the integrals are said to be improper integral of first kind. Okay. So for example, say minus infinity to infinity x square dx. Okay. Here range is infinite, or we can say 0 to infinity x upon, say x plus 1 upon x dx. Okay. These are the improper integrals of first kind. Okay. You can take integration of e raised to power x dx from 1 to infinity. So here range or limits is infinite. Okay. It may be in some case there may be one limit which is finite, but all there is infinite. So these are the integrations of improper integrals of type A. Okay. So in this case, the limits are infinite. Okay. So now we will see type B. Okay. Or improper integrals of second kind. Okay. Type B. Now, in type B, those improper integrals comes in which the integrand or function is unbounded. Okay. In this type of integrations or improper integrations, the integrand, that is function to whom we are integrating. Okay. Integrand is unbounded. Integrand is unbounded. Then this type of improper integrals comes in this type B. Okay. For example, 0 to 1 of the function 1 by x dx. Now here function it is 1 by x. So this is the integrand of this integration. But at x is equal to 0, 1 by x not defined or become unbounded. So this is the type of type B improper integral. It is improper integral, but this integration has become improper due to the function or integrand is unbounded at some point. Okay. Now we can have lots of examples. Okay. So integration from 0 to 2, integration of x into x minus 2. Again, at point 2 and point 0, function is unbounded. So here integrand is unbounded. So this is the Riemann improper integral of type B. And the type C is nothing but a combination of type A and type B. Okay. If the improper integral is such that limits are also infinite and the integral is also unbounded at some points, or integrand is unbounded, then they are all come under the type C. Type C improper integrals are nothing but the combination of type A and type B. Okay. So in this type, the integrals look like, so you can say integration from 0 to infinity sin x upon x root x dx. Now see, here limit is infinite. Also, this function at x is equal to 0. See, at x is equal to 0, denominator becomes tends to infinity. Okay, so function becomes unbounded. So in this case, integrand is also unbounded and limits are also infinite. Such a improper integrals comes under type C. Okay, so in general, we divide improper integral into these three parts. Okay, type A, B, and C. Okay, understand? Now, after this, we get the idea what is the improper integral means. So, in general, improper integrals. So, in improper integrals, there is problem in finding our general integration. So, why they are improper integrals? Okay, because either function is or integral is unbounded or the limits are infinite. Okay, improper integration, there is no such problem. Okay, so now we will see if we can find direct integration of improper integral, then what we can do. So we can do one thing, that at which point the integration is converging. Okay, may it not equal to that point, but it may be converges to some point. Okay, or some real numbers. Okay, so you see the point convergence of the integrals of type A. So we will first focus on type A integrals. So we will now see how to check whether the given improper integral is converges or diverges. Okay. So definition. Okay. So let I is equal to. So we are now talking about type A integrals. Okay. So let I is equal to A to infinity. So in type A, we have to at least take one limit as infinite. Okay. So f of x dx. This is a or improper integral. Okay. Now this is equal to. Now we know this I is equal to. Okay. So we will go to definition, general definition later on. Now we know this is equal to limit b tends to infinity from A to B. Okay, now see here lower limit A, here lower limit A, here upper limit is infinity, here upper limit is B, but we are taking limit as B tends to infinity. So this means this is nothing but A to infinity. Okay? Because B is tending to infinity and here also infinity, so they are same. Okay, so we can write this as a limit b tends to infinity A to B. You get that? Instead of writing infinity, we can write here B and B tends to infinity. That's the same function. Now see here function is bounded. Okay, at every point, because we are talking about type A integration and the limits from A to B are also finite number. So this integral exists. Okay, and if limit of this integral exists and finite, then the integration is said to be convergent, and this limit of this integration is the point or number to which this integration is convergent. Okay, so definition. So let I is equal to a to infinity f of x dx be our improper integral. This can be written as this. Okay, so if this limit b tends to infinity from a to b of the function exists, okay, this means it is finite, okay, exists and equals to some real number, say L, then we say that the integral I, which is a to infinity of the function here, is convergent and converges to this limit here. Limit of this limit, if it is equal to L, then this improper integral is said to be convergent and converges to this limit here. And if this limit b tends to infinity from a to b of the function is equal to plus or minus infinity, then our integral this a to b f of x dx is said to be divergent. Diverges to plus or minus infinity is divergent. So our main part is to find the limit of this part. Okay. Now similarly, if there is a point A, the lower limit is infinite, then the same definition will be there. Okay. So, but we will see it later on. First, focus on this first definition. What to do when upper limit is infinite, and then how to check whether the improper integral is convergent or divergent. Okay. So this is the definition. So based on this definition, we will now solve these two problems in which we have to check whether the given improper integral is convergent or not. Okay. Now we can see that these are the improper integrals of type A, because here only limits are infinite and functions are bounded. Okay. So we have this integration. We check the convergence of the integration from 1 to infinity dx. So 1 upon x cube into dx. So this is nothing but equal to limit b tends to infinity. This one as it is. Here instead of infinity we will take b, because as b tends to infinity, then this becomes equal. Okay. And integration of 1 upon x cube. Now there is no problem in calculating this integration, because now this will become proper integral. Limits are finite, function is bounded. Okay. So we know 1 upon x cube, we can write this as, this is equal to limit b tends to infinity, integration from 1 to b. Now 1 upon x cube means x is to power minus 3. If you take this in numerator, and integration of x is minus 3 is x is to power minus 3 plus 1 upon minus 3 plus 1. Okay. So there is no need to now put. Now we put upper and lower limit, because we know integration of x is to power n is x is to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Here limit is equal to minus 3. So x is to power minus 3 plus 1 upon minus 3 plus 1. And limits are from 1 to b. 1 to b. Okay. So this is nothing but equals to limit b tends to infinity. Now x is power minus 3 plus 1 means minus of, so x is power minus 2, so limits b tends to infinity, x is to power minus 2 upon minus 2 and 1 to b. This is equal to limit b tends to infinity. In that, put first x is equal to b, so minus b raised to power minus 2, that is 1 upon b square. This 1 upon y, this 1 upon twice b square, and then put x is equal to 1, so minus of minus, so become plus. Put x is equal to 1, so x is to power 1 raised to power minus 2. This is nothing but 1 upon 1 raised to power 2, but 1 raised to power 2 is 1, so it is just equal to 1 upon these two elements. Okay. Now, as b tends to infinity, this b square tends to infinity. So 1 upon b square tends to 0. That is 1 upon twice b square tends to 0. And in this term there is no b. So limit of this is constant. It is 1 by 2. And limit of this is 0. So this limit is equal to. So as b tends to infinity, 1 upon twice b square tends to 0. So limit is equal to 0 plus 1 by 2. So it is equal to 1 by 2. And this is the finite real number. This implies this integration 1 to infinity upon dx upon s cube is converges and is converges and converges to value 1 by 2. Okay, this integration is convergent and converges to value half. Okay, so understand the concept of how we check the convergence of improper integral. Okay, now we will see next example. Again, this is the integral improper integral of type A. So we know this is equal to limit b tends to infinity 1 to b integration of 1 by root x with respect to x. Now we know. Now we will first calculate this part. Okay, we will first calculate this part integral. Now integration of dx upon root x from 1 to b is nothing but integration from 1 to b. Now we know root x means x is to power half. This is equal to integration of dx upon x is to power half. So this is equal to integration from 1 to b. Now we take this 0 to divider. So this x is to power half becomes x is to power minus of half into the divider. Okay. And the integration of x is to power minus half is equal to x is to power minus half plus 1 upon minus half plus 1. Okay, and limits are from 1 to b. So now we will put this value here. Okay. So this integration 1 to infinity of 1 by root x is equal to limit b tends to infinity integration from 1 to b dx upon root x. Integration from 1 to b dx upon root x is equal to this. So x is to power minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. X is to power 1 by 2 upon 1 minus 1 by 2. That is again 1 by 2. So x is to power 1 by 2 upon 1 by 2. So this becomes 2 times x is to power 1 by 2. And limits are from 1 to b. Okay. This is equal to limits b tends to infinity. This 2 as it is, or we can write twice. Now put first x is equal to b, so twice b raised to power 1 by 2 minus put x is equal to 1, so twice 1 raised to power 1 by 2. But 1 raised to power 1 by 2 is equal to 1, so twice 2 into 1, 1, 2. Okay. Now as b tends to infinity, b raised to power half, that is square root of b, also tends to infinity. This tends to infinity. This is constant, but there is no use of constant because this is tending to infinity. So the whole limit tends to infinity. This implies this integration improper integral. This implies the improper integral 1 to infinity of 1 by root x, that is dx upon root x, is divergent. Okay, because the limit of this part is not a finite number. Okay, so we are seeing two examples in which the first integral is convergent and second integral is divergent. We are talking about improper integrals. Okay. Now we will see one more definition of integration or improper integration or convergence of improper integration corresponding to the integral when its lower limit is infinite. Okay. So definition: the integral minus infinity to b of some integral or say function is convergent if, again on the similar basis we will write definition for this. In last case the upper limit was infinite, so we have taken number b and changed b to infinity. Now here lower limit is infinity, so this integral is convergent if limit now b as this. So we have to focus on this lower limit. Okay, so limit we will take lower point as a this upper point as upper limit as same b. Okay, now here lower limit is minus infinity and here is a. So to become we have to want here this lower limit as minus infinity. So we will do limit a tends to minus infinity. So limit a tends to minus infinity from a to b is same as integration minus infinity to b. So b and b are same. Here it is minus infinity. Here it is a, but a tending to minus infinity. This is same as minus infinity of the function is exist and is equal to some real number. The this integration from minus infinity to b of the function is convergent if limit a tends to minus infinity integration from a to b of the function exists and it is real number. Okay, so and if this limit of this integration does not exist, that is either this is equal to plus or minus infinity, then this integral is divergent. And if the limit does not exist, then and if limit does not exist, then the integral is divergent. Okay, which integral? Yes, if limit of this integration is exist and finite, then this integration is convergent and converges to this number L. And if this limit does not exist, this integral is divergent. Now we will see again some example based on this. Now we have to check whether this improper integral is convergent or not. Okay, so we know definition. To check the convergence of this improper integral, we have to find the limit of the some integration. Okay, so this integration from minus infinity to 0 of the function sin x is equal to the limit a tends to minus infinity. Now as we have to take a tends to minus infinity, then in the lower limit we will just write a because a tending to minus infinity. So here is minus infinity, here also a tends to minus infinity, so they are equal. So limit a tends to minus infinity. So here upper limit is 0 of the function or integral sin x. Now we know the integration of sin x. Okay, integration of sin x is minus of cos x. So limit a tends to minus infinity. The integral of sin is minus cos, so integration is minus of cos x. Okay, and limits from a to 0, which is equal to limit a tends to minus infinity, put x is equal to 0. So minus of cos 0 is 1, and so minus of 1 is minus 1. Now minus, put x is equal to a. Okay, so minus of, again minus of cos x, so minus minus become plus into, put x is equal to a. So cos of a. But now see, as a tends to minus infinity, the cos a also tends to minus infinity, or it also becomes infinite. Okay, so this implies as a tends to infinity, the value is going to infinity. Okay, so it is equal to infinity. As a tends to minus infinity, this cos a also tends to infinity. Okay, so this implies this integration is divergent because the limit of this integral does not exist, or we can say this does not exist. It is not a finite number, it is plus minus infinity. Okay, plus or minus infinity. Now the second example, the integration of e raised to power x dx from minus infinity to 0. So we have to check whether this integral is convergent or not. Okay, again we know this integration is equal to, okay, example say 2. This integral is nothing but equal to, again, limit a tends to minus infinity, upper limit is say 0, it is same, and lower limit now will be equal to a. Okay, because at a tends to minus infinity, it is same as this integration is same as this. So because here is minus infinity, here also a, but a also tends to minus infinity. Then is equal to e raised to power x dx. So this is equal to limit a tends to minus infinity. The integration of e raised to x, we know it is e raised to power x, and limits are from a to 0. This is equal to limit a tends to minus infinity, put upper limit, put x is equal to 0, we get e raised to power 0, so it is 1, minus, put x is equal to a, so e raised to power a. So now as a tends to minus infinity, we know e raised to power a tends to 0. We know the formula of limit e raised to power x tends to infinity if x tends to infinity, and tends to 0 if x tends to minus infinity. So here, as a tends to minus infinity, e raised to power a tends to 0. So limit of 1 is 1, limit of this is 0. So this limit is equal to 1 minus 0, so it is equal to 1, and it is a finite real number. So by definition, this integral from minus infinity to 0 of e raised to power x, this improper integral is convergent and converges to 1. Okay.